The next iteration of Warzone is on its way, and in this video we have exclusive footage and tons of information about what's to come. But I'm also going to be sharing my thoughts and my opinions on everything we see as we spectate the new map, Area 99. As we dive in here, I want to give a huge shout out to Benny Central. This man allowed me to use his footage, which was, funny enough, the best footage that there was from the event. For some reason, everybody that went did not get very high quality footage. I'm not sure why that is, but regardless, we are diving in here and we are in Area 99 off rip. It's based on Nuketown and it has about 10 POIs, but I have yet to watch anything. That is all that I know about it now. I have pulled up some information I'm going to talk to you guys about while we spectate this, but I do want to give you another heads up that this footage is not a straight gameplay, right? It's not one singular gameplay. It's 25 minutes of gameplay cut together because, you know, he was playing against some freaking pro players, not easy players, not, you know, bot lobbies or anything like that you'd see at a gameplay whenever people are playing online. This man was playing against ridiculously good players. So you're going to see him take on some really good players and some developers as well. I believe we're playing there, but either way, I'm excited to see how it looks. And first view, it's kind of pretty. I will say I've toned up the color correction on this, and if I were to cut it off, it would not look as pretty, but I've bumped the saturation quite a bit because it's pretty dreary, and I do that with all my gameplay, so nothing new there. However, it is looking good. He's using the XM4. If you don't remember, the XM4 was in Warzone 1. I believe it was one of the best guns that was in the game, and it's probably why he's using it here. There are quite a few things that I'm going to end up pointing out about this build. And the first thing is that the UI is very, very eerily similar to Warzone 1 as well. My initial thought was that this was almost a mix of, you know, the Black Ops Cold War version of Warzone and kind of like Warzone 2. But when you see him getting slammed like that, you know that the movement's a lot better than you had in Warzone 2. But everything seems to be looking a little similar to what we have now as well. Just a little bit different on the UI. The buy station seems to be the same as you just saw there. I'm not quite sure how I feel about it. The gas isn't really gas on this map either. I don't know if you've noticed. It's just a white clear line, or like kind of white hazy line really, that follows you around. So I don't know if that's going to be a future change that they're going to keep in or what, but I'm not really against it. I kind of like it because usually that green haze gets a little weird when you're on the edge of the storm and you have, I don't know, some bushes or something like that. Good God, he is popping off with this. This gun's called Tonto, by the way. He's doing pretty well right here. I like that. He's got 8 eliminations, as you can see in the top right above my head here. But we've got quite a bit to talk about when it comes to this game. And the first thing we're going to talk about, like I mentioned earlier, is the movement. Now, in this game, they're going to have omni movement, right? And what that means is you can dive and slide basically any direction while being able to shoot. He is just destroying these people as they're coming in. I'm not a huge fan of Resurgence, by the way. I don't know if you know that. I've never been someone that just loves Resurgence maps. It's not my go-to. I'm not going to hop on and play some Rebirth with the boys. We're going to hop on. We're going to play some goddamn Battle Royale. That's what you know me for. That's what I play all the time. You can see that on the ground, by the way, a little satchel. Do you see that satchel? We're going to talk about that in a little bit. But I'm not a big fan of Rebirth Island or anything like that. I feel like it's too fast. It really just doesn't hold attention that well. It's just not my thing. I like to be slow. I like to be particular with the way that I play. But this is a really big map, right? This is kind of like, I don't know, maybe like a Sheikah Island size. If I was to kind of put a size to it. Man, he just killed Lucky Shamu, man. That is tough out there. Good Lord. But I would say it's about the size of a Sheikah Island. And so that means it's going to be played a little bit different. Maybe something like Vondel too. It's going to be played differently than Rebirth Island. It's going to be played differently than anything super, super tiny. So this is probably going to look a little closer to the gameplay that I would like to play. And I did like Vondel when it first came out, but I don't know. I'm just not a big fan of Rebirth Island. I think people play it super weird, but that's not the point of the video. Let's move forward. Benny is just popping off. Realistically, man's got 16 eliminations. incredible, incredible. It's a good opportunity to kind of talk about the weapon that he's using here. He's got the Tonto. They were given accounts that were fully ranked up to level 30, which was basically the max rank that you could use there, or I guess in the beta, the max rank. You're going to be able to hit level 55, which we'll talk about a little bit later too. But the weapon he has in his hand right here is the Tonto. All the weapons from Black Ops 6 will be available in Warzone with the Season 1 launch, right? I'm not talking about when the game first comes out. Warzone's probably not going to change the exact day the multiplayer drops. It's not how it works. It never has been. But usually get that little like pre-season that comes out before the game launches. And that's what we're looking at here is kind of like some pre-season gameplay, what it's going to be like with the beta and stuff like that. We probably won't get Area 99 with launch. I think this is the Season 1 map launch. Maybe I'm crazy. I don't know everything. I didn't get invited. But that's what I know for now. I will say the weapons that you get 3 weapons, of course. Normally you'd have 2, but instead of a primary and a secondary, the secondary including melee weapons, you now get a 3rd slot dedicated to melee weapons, which is pretty freaking sick. And by the way, God, I just cannot get over the way that this gun sounds. The time to kill is pretty decent here. I don't know if you're noticing the same thing I'm noticing, but the time to kill is pretty decent here. But good Lord, the gun, the way that it just like tap, 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 when it's hitting them, the hit marker sounds, oh, they're just freaking goated. I love Black Ops games for that reason. But yeah, so you're going to have a 3rd slot, which is melee. And what you'll end up doing is you'll press and hold your weapon swap button, which for me on controller is triangle. And you'll press and hold that button and it'll switch to your dedicated melee weapon, which can be like a baseball bat or a sledgehammer, whatever it may be. I will note that loadouts will now carry over from multiplayer to Warzone so that you don't have to continue remaking them as of now. If you hop into multiplayer and, oh, he just got slammed, that poor guy. If you hop into multiplayer right now in Modern Warfare 3 and you go to make a loadout, that loadout will not transfer directly over unless you make a blueprint and then copy that blueprint over. Now it'll just be carried straight over from multiplayer to Warzone. So it makes it really easy to just hop from one to the other. And good Lord, this man, I love that on the map, there's triangles. I don't know if you're noticing that on the map, whenever there's a UAV up, I think like kind of advanced UAV style, it pops up triangles. I still wish that you could get arrows. I will also note we're back to circular dots on the enemies. So no more square dots on the enemies. That means decoy grenades, I guess, will be square dots. I don't know. It's super confusing. Speaking of loadouts, though, let's keep going with that. Warzone is still going to have all the weapons from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 in the game, as well as all of your skins. That was 100% confirmed. So we don't have to stress that anymore. I feel pretty good about that. God, the way that this man is just slamming people every once in a while gets me going, man. Oof. Looking so good. Again, huge shout out to Benny Central for sending me this gameplay, allowing me to use this and talk about the game, talk about what I'm excited about. Truthfully, my opinion, straight up, this is me just reacting to the gameplay as I'm seeing it. It looks like a regular Call of Duty, man. I mean, it looks like a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 game. Obviously, there's going to be some big changes coming whenever the game comes out. There's some big changes already that I've talked about so far. It's just a little hard to judge a game based on a beta build that comes out and you're watching a good player take on actual professional Call of Duty players. It's hard to judge a game on that, and I know that a lot of people tend to do that. I haven't gotten invited the past 3 years to Call of Duty Next, so I can't just like give you information as to whether or not I think it's going to be great or bad. I can just hand you the gameplay, tell you what's coming, and say, make your own decision when it gets here. Obviously, try it. If you're a part of my community, my Discord, I'm going to be giving out some beta codes. Call of Duty did send me some beta codes to give out, so obviously, make sure you're in the Discord if you ever want to see those beta codes. Don't go spamming in the chat and being like, can I get a beta code? No, you're going to get banned super quick. The goal is to be a part of the community, and if you're a part of the community, we know you're in there for a while. You might be able to get yourself a beta code. Regardless, one thing I am super excited about with this game, I don't know if y'all will be, because I know a lot of people don't have time to play as much as, you know, someone like myself who does this for a living, but with this new iteration with Black Ops 6, we are getting the OG classic prestige, which is super exciting for me because I love when people have to reset. I don't like that. This is kind of a bad thing to say, but I don't like the just unlock everything and you're done. I like to kind of re-unlock everything, getting new things every time I go through a prestige. I think it's exciting. Maybe it's just me. Maybe y'all agree. He just got slammed by Kaylee and Rush Win Red, whoever that is. Good Lord have mercy. But what that means is that you're going to hit level 55 in the game. When you hit level 55, you'll have everything unlocked, which, by the way, is so much better than having to go through and unlock everything up to level 80. Insane that has been like the last few years. Well, level 55, you get everything unlocked. Then, if you want, you can choose to prestige and lose every single item, with the caveat that you get a couple of permanent unlock tokens so that you can choose your favorite weapon and stick with it for the next go. That's something I've always enjoyed. I, did it up to like Modern Warfare 3. Always loved doing that, racing through it with my dad growing up. We used to do that all the time, but it's just something I like. Maybe you'll like it, maybe you won't. But one thing I know you're going to like is the return of spray paint for one, but also freaking emotes are coming back. If you've ever played Blackout, you know that emotes were ridiculously broken and hilariously fun because you could emote yourself and like do a handstand into a wall and hide, wait for somebody to pass by and then eliminate them. And while that's a little scummy, I think it's absolutely hilarious and I think it's going to make for some incredible content. By the way, he's picking up Specialist right there. Picking up Specialist. He just grabbed it. That is very important because the next thing we're going to talk about, funny enough, is perks. So perk system is changing with this next iteration of Warzone. I'm not super going in detail, by the way, about multiplayer. If you guys haven't been able to tell, this is just about Area 99 and stuff like that. But perks are changing with this new iteration of Warzone. So we're not going to have 4 dedicated perks. We're going to have 3 perks, right? With 3 slots, with 18 perks available for those and 6 perks in each slot, right? Does that make sense? Basically, it's 18 divided by 3 slots is 6 perks per each slot. Does that make sense? And then you also get a wild card, which, funny enough, I guess sounds like a 4th perk, huh? But it doesn't come out of your 3rd slot, so it's a little bit different. They're still lootable throughout matches. You saw that Specialist was lootable right there. And based on how they explained it, with Call of Duty Next, from what I could tell, I just kind of read up on it, is that you'll be able to loot individual perks as well as perk packages or 3 perks system or whatever the heck they're calling it now. So you'll be able to loot tons of different things. So you can just grab extra perks for your inventory, or you'll be able to pick up perk packages and be able to pick up Specialists. It's a whole lot. It's going to make the game move very quickly. You're going to have reasons to loot later in the game instead of just grabbing your guns, grabbing your loot off rip, and then starting to go for gunfights. It's going to give you a reason to loot again, kind of like we did back in Caldera. I really loved the Caldera gameplay because of stuff like that. That was an incredible kill, by the way, just pushing out, and the other guy just didn't ego. Oh, he's on your right. No, Benny, what are you doing, big man? What are you doing? My God, but it should be pretty cool. And another big change, inventory system. You see at the bottom of the screen right now, it says inventory, but instead of pulling out your backpack, it just pulls up an inventory management system, right? A super simple inventory management system. He's eliminating, by the way, pro players right now. Attach and Celliums. That's crazy. That's crazy. But you will be able to not have to go through 87 different things just to drop something, right? I know right now you go into your inventory, you got 17 plates and 3 UAVs, stuff like that. Now you grab one, you move on. Look at this, by the way. This is, oh my God, it's called a meat shield. And what they're doing is just carrying this player around, and it does turn on, it turns on prox chat, and you just carry the player around. Oh no, he's assassinating him. Oh, that's just rude. But you can carry them around and use them to take bullets instead of the bullets shooting you. Now, it kind of makes me curious about like penetration and stuff like that with FMJ or whatever it may be that gets bullets to shoot you and the person, but we'll see how it goes, I guess. Regardless, as for inventory stuff, there's no more backpacks, right? So that means you're not carrying things for your teammates. You're not carrying a ton of extra kill streaks. You're not carrying a bunch of extra plates. You just get cash, a gas mask, your plates, 1 kill streak, 1 field upgrade, your weapons, 1, 2, and 3. The 3rd being your melee, and your ammo. That's it. It's the exact same that it was in Warzone 1. I imagine we're going to be carrying over the gas mask system that was just implemented in Warzone 3 to this, because Raven Software is the one moving everything. It's not going to be Infinity Ward coming over here ruining everything like they usually do. God, he just slammed Isaac. Oh, Isaac, what are you doing, brother? You got to lock in, my man. You got to lock the furf in. Good gravy. And then earlier, I did mention something about satchels because he ran past one. Right now, there's 2 lootable satchels in the games, and that's going to be your armor satchel. This is going to take you from 5 to 8 plates, from what I can tell. And then a munition satchel that's going to help you carry more ammo, which if you're running that, you're a psychopath. Please don't do that. Stay calm, stay collected, get it together. And the last bit of information that I have for y'all, which is the biggest information, then we're just going to stick to watching what's going on here as he drops into this game right here. Looks like this might be our final game to go ahead and spectate. But the last thing I'll say is, as the big map hits season 1, we're talking about Urzikstan. We're going to be getting ranked, finally coming back to the big map. And the most important thing is that Verdansk returns. Verdansk, the big bad daddy, probably on March 10th, 2025, because that was the original release of Verdansk, was March 10th, 2021. I would take a guess that, or March 10th, 2020, 2021. I don't know. 2020. It's been 5 years, dog. It'll have been 5 years. Should be coming back March 10th is my guess, because they said fall 2025. So my assumption is that it'll be on the exact date that Verdansk was originally released. Regardless, we've got this gameplay here. Benny is playing with Queen Eliminator, Samuel OFC, and they're in trios, obviously. And I think this is just a perfect time to lock in and see how well this gameplay can go, right? So again, it's going to be all fresh weapons. When we're looking at the gameplay here, it is all fresh weapons. These are not going to be any Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3 guns. They really wanted to showcase what it looks like with the new weapons. I can see that in the buy station, they've changed out a ton of the fonts and stuff like that. But we're seeing guns that are coming back that we've seen in the past, as well as quite a few actual new weapons. It looks like a pretty clean system, pretty easy to manage. Yeah, I mean, you can still buy your weapons from the buy station, which I really like. That was one thing that I think this game had over Warzone 1. So that's pretty exciting. And he is gone. He's rest in peace. It's okay. He's redeploying. We're good. Obviously, it is Resurgence. He went ahead and edited out all the Resurgent timers or whatever, so that it's just like him flying back in, getting back into the business. And if you look at the minimap, you can see there's a ton of people on the minimap. I'm really curious how this minimap works now, because I'd like to understand specifically what the dots are. Are they solid dots that mean they're on the ground and they're enemies? It looks like it's a solid circle with an arrow above the person. That was a great shot. My God, this Tonto gun is just too freaking good. He's getting shot in the back. He goes for the, oh, the double on freaking lunchtime, baby. My man's popping. Oh my goodness. I think it looks pretty. I think the UI is pretty good. From what I understand, you can customize your HUD, which is going to be great for content. I think, if I'm not wrong, we should be getting theater mode for multiplayer, which is also going to be great for setting up sequences for videos. But you might be asking yourself, Expel, why the hell are you even here, dog? Why are you here? You've not posted a video in 4 months. Well, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've been posting on my second channel, Expel Plus. If you don't know about it, it exists. Expel Plus with a plus sign, or Expel PLUS. I would love to see you guys over here. It's where I drop my loadout videos and stuff like that. I don't like having loadout videos on the main channel, and really for me, like, main channel content should be stuff that's really good, stuff that gets you excited, stuff that you want to watch whenever you hop on YouTube. And for me, I don't get excited to watch loadout videos, so I didn't feel like I wanted to post that on the main channel. I would love to bring back stuff like random duos. I just need to get to the point to where I'm proud of the content that I'm producing. So that's why it's been few and far between, if not very far between. And I haven't been streaming as well, because I need to lock in on content and do what I think is best for myself, my career, and my future. So that's where we're at. Streams might return in the future at some point, but for now, we're going to be just producing the best content we can. So obviously stick around, hit that subscribe button. I'm just excited to see freaking gameplay. We've been waiting so long for gameplay. I'd love to see some Verdansk gameplay. From what I understand, we're going to see early 2025 is going to be Verdansk. Probably 6 months later, we'll likely see the new map that they've been working on. From what I understand, they are planning a big map. That is what I've heard behind the scenes, is that they are planning a big map. Just leaks. Like, I don't know anybody that knows information specifically, but that's what I've been hearing. One thing I would like to see as he's like running through this loot, the big problem that I have is that it's really hard to just pick things up because stuff still just stacks on each other, which kind of sucks. It looks like it's a little bit better than it has been. And another thing is the weapons, when he went to go pick them up, they had like highlights on them, which is really freaking cool. That's an enemy box. Why is it showing? That's kind of stupid, right? The enemy box was showing that it was there instead of just showing it on the ground. That's kind of frustrating. He just keeps landing back in for that grab and loot. This is some insane plays. Jackal PDW. That looks to be like an AK variant, but it's obviously not. Man just keeps coming back for more. Oh, my man took down Ink Slasher. Got Samuel behind him, 65 meters out, and he's dead. Okay. All right. Well, if you could, maybe don't go to the same place. You got your teammate. You got Green. You got Queen Eliminator over there sitting on the loadout. Go get your goddamn loadout. Go. Somebody, Benny, we gotta talk, bro. What are you doing? You buying it right there? You could have just landed with Queen. You're leaving Queen over there by herself, poor gal. What are you doing, big man? Now, if you look, there's 5 teams left in the match, 14 players. So all they have to do is get some quick eliminations on these people and they should be able to win. But I think the big thing, really the big thing about this is you got to think about these people are pros, literal pros, you know? So they're gonna, oh. All right, well, Queen's dead. It was probably a good idea that he didn't land over there. It is interesting that it's primary, secondary again. So it looks like maybe... I don't know if Overkill got chopped. Like, if they're bringing back Overkill for Warzone, because that would kind of suck. I really enjoyed not having to run Overkill. That's been a very nice thing. I do like the highlight on the ground loot. That's kind of cool. Don't really see that too well on the new game. But again, I'm gonna come back around. I would like to say Benny's gameplay is by far the prettiest that you can find. So if you're looking for something that is mostly accurate, you should go check out Benny's channel. I've got him linked in the description down below. He is in the pinned comment as well. I would highly recommend you go check it out because his stuff is going to give you the best idea of what it's going to look like, because everybody else's was in like 480p because it's just ripped from their VODs. So definitely check out Benny's stuff. Man is crushing it. I'm sure he's going to have a ton of tips and tricks for y'all as this next year comes up. I mean, he's one of the best in the business, you know? I took a lot from this man whenever I first started making tips and tricks on Warzone 1. Straight up. Yoinked a lot from this man, learned a lot from this man, and I think you guys can as well. But he is going in. I swear, if him and his teammates would actually just work together, they could really pop off here. See, that's what I'm saying. There's this little dot in the corner here. Is that an actual? Oh, it is an actual person. Okay. I was getting really confused because when you look at the minimap, the dot doesn't look right. It's not like a solid dot. It's like a dot with a circle on the outside. I didn't know what that meant. So it's very interesting. I love that they keep grabbing the bounties and just enforcing that gameplay. 9 eliminations, banging game. He's trying to grab those armor plates. Oh, did the armor plates go right into his inventory? That's a big deal. This is the pods area of the map, by the way. Before this video is over, we are gonna run over a quick overview of what the actual map is like. So stick around for that because there's actually a lot to the map. It's definitely worth it to watch. But this map specifically, again, if you're not a Resurgence player, you're probably not gonna love it. I'm not a huge fan of Resurgence, but I still think this looks pretty decent. I just think the Resurgence is really quick, in my personal opinion. That's the only issue that I have. I want to slow it down. I want to play strategically. I don't just want to land on people over and over and over. But I don't mind this because there's a lot of height. There's a lot of cover, and the buildings don't seem to be incredibly annoying. It kind of reminds me of Apex. Is that crazy? Should I be saying that in a Call of Duty video? Not getting paid. What are they gonna do about it? Either way, that was a rough spot. It looks like he's got 0 plates. Samuel's got 10, but he's not plating up. Crazy plays. Oh, plated up now. Okay. Oh yes, he gets a plate box off the ground. The one thing I'm noticing is that everything looks a little bit squished. Just a little bit squished. I don't know how I feel about it. They just have an advanced UAV. They see where everybody is on the map. If they would have just worked together at any point, they definitely could have gotten the elimination. Oh! Taking down Jorge right there. No, you gotta... Ooh, Samuel, you play for that buy. Samuel, you play for that buy, bro. Oh, dropping one. Can he get the double? Oh, the throwing knife? That seemed unnecessary. Drop. Is that it? 1v1? 1v1 situation. He goes for the buy. Does he get the double buyback? He goes for the double buyback. What a freaking play. This man's psycho. Goes in for it. 2 people in the sky right now, looking around for it. Probably sitting, yep, in that building. That's about the only place we cover. Oh, sitting on the building. Queen goes for the shots, misses. Come on, hit him. Ego it. Yeah, Benny, you freaking man. Oh my goodness. Now, before we end the video, let me show you a quick overview of what the map looks like and what you can expect out of Area 99. Let's check it out. Welcome to Nuketown, ladies and gentlemen. Here it is, the first overview look at Area 99. Obviously, we've seen gameplay, but this is going to be a little look at the POIs, first of which is Nuketown shipping, which I'm curious as to whether or not you can actually go into the high up building there in the back. That would be pretty freaking cool. We have test site as well. I really, really love how these different areas interact with each other, right? Because, you know, you got to somehow to connect these as whoever's building the map. You somehow have to connect where these hit, but the way that they make so many different things and connect them together, I know this sounds incredibly dumb, but you know, you've got a bunker, right? You literally in a bunker, then you have a reactor. All of these things just naturally flow together, and something about that, just like as a gamer, I get really excited about. A lot of you guys know I'm a big fan of things with beautiful graphics and stuff like this. You know, you've got these bright poppy colors. I just love it. We've got that nice little downstairs. Kind of reminds me of going up into ATC Tower in Warzone 1. We have manufacturing, which is what we saw Benny in at the end of that last gameplay there for a minute. And good Lord, it kind of reminds me of the Gulag in Warzone 1. Lots of different places where you can get head glitches, get cover, places to dive out of. Nuketown population, love that. You got the Nuketown guys on the wall. I don't know what's going on there. The original map right there. We've got mannequin assembly. I really love that they just literally took the Nuketown map and just exploded it. I think this is gonna be really cool, if not at the very least for content. I think it's gonna be good for gameplay as well. There's just so many places where you have nice little head glitches, you have good places to engage your enemies. That's probably gonna eliminate some people. And this part right here is what I was saying, kind of reminded me of Apex Legends, is these pods here. Because if you've ever played Apex, you know that there's a lot of buildings where you kind of like run around it in a circle and then like jump from room to room. And that's what that reminds me of. I wonder if we'll see something that's like a bouncy game mode, like April Fools that we've seen in the past, maybe on this one as well. But this is your map right here. This is Area 99. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to subscribe for more. Like the video. It's going to be a good year. It's going to be a good year.